Yo, Mino, what's up, man? How are you doing today? Good to have you in the stream once again. Alright, we're gonna just wait one more minute, and then we're gonna start with the analysis. In the meantime, I am looking at XPL at the moment. Because, of course, when we took the low out again, I don't really work with the 3-tap model. But in the first place, I should have drawn my range from this low to this high. And that is because you have to look at the market behavior as well. Because are you actually ranging between that swing low and swing high? And over here, you did not. You straight away just took out the low, making it a new lower low. But you can clearly see between this low and this high, and then this deviation, of course. But we really started consolidating. We moved um, between the swing lows and the swing highs, so that would make it your valid range here. And we still have the 3 taps at the bottom. We did lure a lot of buyers into the market with this push up, so that made it really interesting to take out that low one more time, which we did. And right now it's just starting to look like we're trending. Um, this is fine, it's just the deviation, but we straight away did show strength. We did not really gain this high here because you made a little distribution on the highs, but the goal of a distribution here, so your range would be here, and then deviation 1 and deviation 2. And the goal of a distribution is just to grab the liquidity on the other side. And it's really good to see that we have tested this demand here. This was your last push down, but then buyer stepped in and obviously took over and pushed the price up. And we did manage to hunt this liquidity, reach our technical target of this distribution, touching our demand, and then getting a really strong gain with also a little bit of build up liquidity while doing so. So what I'm looking at here is this is your first pull towards lows again, and then from here the strength came and we started making this trend right here. So what I want to see if XPL wants to continue this trend, because we've set up this really nicely, if we can bounce from this demand right here, if we can continue this expectational order flow towards the highs, and in combination of course with the liquidity that we have grabbed here, let's see if we can finally start moving towards a bit of these highs here. Media Cater, hello, what's up, man? How are you doing? Haven't seen your name in the chat before. The same with Tanguero. What's up, man? How are you both doing? And I can look a bit locally as well now, but I've explained the analysis of the local picture here. First thing to gain was this pull right here. This brought us to new lows, even though it is not a valid break of structure, it's just a wick, but it could be signals that that we could gain it and start to rotate. But what we see here, this is not a valid gain yet. This is looking a bit weak to me. We're just wicking the highs that we want to see broken. So no confirmation for any trades here yet. Maybe we still need to grab this extreme liquidity and then move, or go to this low once more, because this is not convincing enough yet to see a rotation up. What I like is that we are building this local liquidity here, and we are going to do that until we have taken enough from the bottom, and then we can start following the expectational order flow here. So I'm gonna keep an eye on XPL today. Been here for a while, also in the Discord too, man. Amazing. Good to have you in the team. There are so many people joining lately that it's hard to keep track of it as well. Thank you all. I was trading XPL yesterday, so I found your channel. Great. Well, XPL's on the screen and we have just done an analysis on it, so perfect timing. I'm quickly gonna look at Bitcoin. Oh my, did we reach all-time highs? Yeah, we did. Okay. The reaction isn't amazing though. That's not what we want to see. But then again, a boom like this cannot go up forever, especially because it's fundamental driven as well. Blady Ramstad, welcome to the stream, man. I'm looking to go long on quant, watching pullback right now. Let me take a look at it. We'll come back to Bitcoin in a second. Quant, haven't looked at this in a while. You have some drawings here. Let's see. Okay, wanted to see longs from here. We did get that. It's been... Price was probably here when I last charted it. Haven't looked at this in a while. Okay. What I pointed out here with my drawings is that I liked how we formed this bottom. We traded above the high, meaning a lot of buyers stepped in. We took that out, so great manipulation to get that move up. That's what we did. And I pointed here, this is our last pullback before we made new lows. And from here we gained the high. So our expectational order flow and our trend at the moment is up because in an uptrend we protect lows and we break highs. So we can start looking for that higher low and then a rotation for that higher high again. The thing is, with this higher high, we did take really significant liquidity out. So we could be here for a while for finally that rotation up, and we can see that as well. It's not going to go with straight away a boom. We are in a consolidation at the moment and it's looking pretty fire here. So let's look. When we are moving up, I want to draw my range from high to low, and we are in a consolidation at the moment. We can see that because we're moving between our swing high and our swing low, and we're just deviating both sides. Deviating the high gives us our first signal of a possible distribution. Market makers trying to short the market. We did tap into a supply here as well. It was a good 3-day candle order block. And we can also see on the local time frame, this is the first time where sellers stepped in and pushed price down after a big move like that. So we can expect resistance here. That's what we're seeing. I do have a little bit of a cold today, guys, so might sound a little bit different, but it doesn't stop me from working today. But with these deviations, we both have signs of a distribution and also a accumulation. So the market is really building up orders here, and it's gonna pick a side. Tanguero, I bought it. 832, sold it. Yeah, Bitcoin all-time highs are manipulative. I mean, we just saw it on the chart. We'll get there after this. It straight away jumped after the deviation of the high. Thinking a 5 wave may be starting. Yeah, you're trading the Elliott wave. I do know a little bit about it, but I don't use it personally in my analysis. Quick question, please. Why do you use 1 minute time frame for your setups and entries? That's because I like to fine tune my entries. Um, of course, the higher time frame, the higher the time frame you are, the more reliable your analysis is. And I mean, on the 1 minute, I can clearly look if there's a possible entry. High time frame, I'm looking long short here, but I'm not just gonna preset that. I want my fine-tuned entry. So let's see. And if this was the part where we got our first strength, then we do had some signals to move up. And then I would have my stop loss here instead of all the way here. But we did not get any local confirmation for your rotation up. So therefore no trade taken. Get well, bro. We need you healthy here. Yeah, man. Thank you. Trying my best to recover. Have a smoothie next to me. Let's go back to quant because it was looking interesting. Just that's to make something clear. Okay, so possible signs of a distribution and an accumulation. Well, um, I'm gonna tell you straight away, this doesn't really look like a distribution because we did leave a supply and we did test it, but then again, I do not see any manipulation above the high except for taking that out. But then again, reaction towards the downside then makes sense. Do I want to look for the distribution at the moment? No. I also do not see any supply open at the moment. We've tested everything away. Maybe this little block. You clearly understand this stuff well. Yeah, thank you, man. That's what 4 years of price action trading gets you. And of course, a really good mentor helping me. What's with ants of Avantis? The hype stopped, volume dropped. We'll take a look at that in a second as well. Let's look at this possible accumulation. Okay, do you see something open here? This would be our extreme demand, and our extreme liquidity would be here. So when I'm drawing in these scenarios, this is because this works with my range model. We either tap into extreme demand and get the continuation up. Oops. Or we take out extreme liquidity, or we get one more tap below this low one more time. Those are really signals to me that, okay, market makers are filling up orders here to start pushing the price up. And this third tap always has to have a reason. And then we're going to take a look at this one here. So then I would like that third tap to grab that liquidity there and then move up. But for now, we're getting this strong push. And of course, if we're respecting our local trends, we can keep looking for upside. But high time frame, I'm expecting price to do something like this. But for now, we're still upright. I mean, this is our higher time frame pullback that brought us all the way up here. So we are in an uptrend, we protect lows and we break highs in an uptrend. I do not see any more manipulation above the highs, except a little for this. But then again, this liquidity buildup here does look interesting. We're gonna leave this for later. This would be our extreme demand as well, and this is also where we saw our previous manipulation and order filling, this 3-tap bottom, just as I'm trying to show you on the higher time frame here. That's also what we did here locally, so we could have reasons to believe that price will continue higher from here. This doesn't look convincing to me yet. Looks like it's gonna fill and we're just gonna continue our 2 hour, I would say, because this pushed us towards new lows. And then everything in between is internal, but we can still expect a lower high for new lower lows. And the fact that we're dumping down so aggressively after touching our supply. Perfection, it's not coincidence. Yeah, for now on quant I'm expecting locally lower. And maybe we can look for longs in this area right here. On confirmation, of course. Okay, interesting fundamental news, Blady Ramstad. I don't look at the fundamental news normally, just look at the PA because price action will tell us where we're going to go next. But so your technical analysis in combination with fundamental analysis is a really powerful combination, especially with stocks. So yeah, that's what I would be looking at locally on quant, and higher time frame. I'm still expecting a little bit of a trace down here. Aster dumping hard. What happened to Aster? Let's see, man, because we tried to short it just now. Uh, Calm down, Mino. Don't buy straight away. Definitely not. Not after a pump like this or a dump. I shared in the VIP group that I wanted to look for shorts in this supply here because we were still uptrending until Aster did this. Then I wanted to look shorts here to continue lower because that was our trend. So we even front ran it and we straight away dumped down. Could be for some fundamental news, but keep in mind, look to the left. This is all trend liquidity. And when price gets into that trend liquidity, it's gonna move fast because there are sell orders sitting here. The stop losses of people that have been buying, their stop losses laying here, triggering a sell order into the market, which just causes this panic here. This was one of my point of interest because on 4 hour, looks like this is your pullback before continuing up, imbalance above your 4 hour pullback for pushing. Yeah, you know, you just need to wait now. We tried to short up here. Well, we failed doing so. Price didn't give us an entry. Now you straight away do not need to go for long. So this doesn't tell me anything. It's really volatile at the moment. There's nothing you can base your trades on right now. So we just have to wait. Wait for price to develop, to make a range or create some structure. We cannot just buy or sell when there's a move like this. But it's indeed a crazy candle. By the way, everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to like as well and push the stream out there. The more input we have in the stream, the more charts we can cover. I'm waiting for a breakout on the quant Bitcoin charts. Okay. Or is it Bitcoin quant? Why I'm doing the slash. My bad. Quant Bitcoin charts. Let me just really go over this quickly. What I like, building liquidity on the highs. I do think this is your range where we could have signs that we are bottoming out here. So we could either do that here in this demand. Let's see if we can locally hold this low we've made, and then we can continue up towards the other side. If not, then maybe another tap at this low, or of course the extreme liquidity that's laying there. Yeah, it's all not looking too bad, but we're not there yet. We need to still do some things before we can see upsides. Like I said, hold here, take out this low one more time, and then start to move up. Quickly check XPL. Okay, we have made a new low, so we're trying again. Could be a reason for price to come back here. Front running a small liquidity point here. This is also your extreme liquidity in this whole up move. Your first higher low put in your between your swing low and swing high. It could be luring in more buyers. Take it out, then continue up. This could be the possible range we are making at the moment, but we would have to see some sideways price action. Because right now this is just really aggressive, and we can never get bullish if we do not break that high like this. Yeah, well, nothing to see in this candle, it's just a big bump up. Just wait price action here. I wanted to short ETH as well. I want to get in spot in XPL, but I'm not sure yet. I mean, you can also treat spot a little bit as a trade, right? I mean, if we do get the switch here with this bottom we have created, for example, break your high here, then let's see if price gives us that continuation right here, because then we could see higher price action and you could buy a little bit of spot. No financial advice. You just have to remember your longs are invalidated if price does this. And then you do not want to keep holding on to your spot, because then you're just you're in a falling knife, right? I hedged my Aster long. Good thing it's so manipulated. Well, it would be really nice if you have hedged your long, because we broke structure here, and that's pretty much when you knew, okay, price is gonna make a correction here to where, could be here, could be here. We have also pointed these zones out in the Discord. And of course, this was the first time sellers stepped into the market, leaving open a supply that have never been tested. We just took out tons of liquidities from the highs, so now we need something from the lows again. I haven't seen a candle in this in a while now. Do you trade Solana? If you mean Solana meme coins, not per se, but if you just mean the coin Solana, absolutely. Do you want to see an analysis on Solana? Yeah, I wanted to short AVAX, but haven't gotten a pull in our supply yet, so need to wait. It was the same for Ethereum, but on Ethereum we are actually moving up. We have this range model on the highs, which could be indicating that, okay, we are distributing here and market makers could fill up short orders to potential push price down towards our other swing. And right now we have made our first confirmation by making that change of character into the market. So that makes this your whole place to expect a lower high and continue lower. Know the coin, I'll check it in a second. Oi, 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 hey, Soon Sam. Long time no see, man. It has been a while. How are you doing, bro? Tomate e hiha. Yolf, is that a coin or something? Let me know what you mean by that. Here for the shorts, boy. I mean, we are getting some few short setups on a few crypto coins, sure. Or at least we have the potential to set up those short setups. Got smoked by the Aster dip, I mean. Yo, let's fucking go. Do you mean you were in a long when Aster started dumping? Then you did get smoked indeed. But then again, there were no reasons to long here. Ah, I see. Yo, man, good to see you. You recently joined the Discord. Good to have you in the stream as well straight away. I feel like we're in a high risk zone in crypto at the moment. Yeah, for sure. Especially with I mean, the main thing we have to talk about at the moment, we're looking at altcoins, but Bitcoin has reached all-time highs here. So we should need to take a look at that because that will decide a lot for the market. First, I want to check a few monthly, how the few higher time frames to identify certain patterns. I did like how this formed. This could have been a top. ETH might go parabolic. Well, since I'm not too sure about that yet. I'll show you in a bit. And there's not really a wick on the monthly as well that shows me we can return here. And most of the time when you create a monthly or a daily candle, you first move a certain direction to create that wick and then go the other way. Actually, I'm giving so much value away. I'm literally telling everything what I'm thinking at the moment. You need to calm down. Let's have some water. On Bitcoin, we could start to create a topping formation. If this 3-day candle closes below this wick right there, we could see some bearish price action follow, because then you get this 3-tap pattern on the higher time frame. So most of the time when you create bottoms, swing bottoms, etc. Yeah, Bitcoin took out the shorty real quick. Yeah, for sure, man. With crazy expansion as well. But what I don't like is the lack of support that is in that whole expansion. And remember, the fast we go up is also how fast we can come down, right? But this is also not bad from Bitcoin. But that is a little bit on the higher time frame context. Let's look more locally. Okay, I already have a really nice trading scenario in mind. We have made equal lows, right? And we've just taken out all-time highs, but going over all-time highs does also mean a lot of buyers are stepping into the market, right? So where are those buyers going to be? We have made equal lows. We did not manipulate before we took out all-time highs. So it could be that we need this fuel at the moment. So we can expect a little bit of downtrending from Bitcoin now till we touch the 120k. And this is a beautiful POI to start see some longs. And because of these equal lows, I do not trust anything that is here. Yeah, we could just reject from this breaker we have. And I think we are going to reject from this breaker because there's nothing really up here. It's really weird how price formed it. Altcoins pump while Bitcoin dumps, maybe. Well, we have to take a look at the dominances for that. Okay, not really developed anything for me. Check out Avantis, just hit a point of interest of mine. I did not go over the dominance yet. Bitcoin dominance, no. Avantis right now is consolidating in a bigger range. Okay, let me give it a little bit of context, and that is what we did here. So we made a low and we created a higher high. So expectational order flow could still be the lower high for the higher high, but we need to keep in mind we did have market maker signals of a distribution here. We also caught that nicely into the Discord that this is a distribution in the making, and we can see price action drop from there. It's untested, gives us a reason to come higher. This is also untested, also gives us a reason to go higher, tap into that and then go lower. Because I'm gonna draw on these scenarios. We are consolidating. We have a swing low and we have a swing high. And you started moving in between them really nicely, creating these your your swing points. Not really active on Discord, but I still peep the calls. Appreciate it, man. But try and give some input as well. The more input we get from other people, other members, the more eyes we have on the market, the more we can do. But on the Fantas, consolidating, and on the higher time frame, I would be looking at these swing points. I want one of these swing points to be taken out, and then I want to see us to trade the other way. But locally, it would not even be bad if we kept this trend because I like how this bottom formed, little pennant manipulation below and then the expansion up. So then again, if we do hold here, we could see something like this. We want to see an accumulation form here, then I am ready to long, and then maybe a long into a short over here. Because if you do long, this would be your target, not any higher, no all-time highs, nothing, no. Okay, still has a lot to develop as well. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over ETH again because then I'm just keep on repeating myself with the same pairs. So if you are interested in Ethereum, you have to rewind back a little bit. Let's check out the XRP. And after we're gonna check out Solana, of course. Almost forgot about that. Okay. There's a few things I have pointed out in this chart, and that is, I do not have it in the chart right now. So let's draw it in. Okay, we have this range and we are deviating the lows, right? Giving us possible signs of an accumulation. That market makers, big players are trying to push price up here towards new highs. So that are the signals we have at the moment. Um, we do not have to return here. And for me, that is because we have completed this model. And right now, I only want to see upside continue for XRP. But then there is one thing I do have to point out, and that is this line here. And I've drawn in that I still be prepared to long there. And that is because if we look to the left, that is our higher time frame swing to the high, and we have not connected to it. So basically, this would be your whole demand to come back into, and that's not what we have done here. So I'm a little bit sketchy about that, but then again, we don't have to tap into that just because of this bottom we have created here. So let's look at these scenarios. Our whole structure swing and our refined would be here. We want to look for support in here. This brought us all the way up to new highs. So we want to expect a higher low to continue trading towards those highs. We are building up liquidity on the highs, which I like at the moment, while also not reaching these liquidity highs. So there's a lot of liquidity laying here. And what we want to do is we want to take out liquidity on the lows until we have done enough so to see that reversal back towards the highs. So I'd be looking at that on XRP on the higher time frame. Right now, yeah, I am expecting lower. This was supposed to keep you up if you want to continue towards that liquidity, but whoops, but you failed doing so, breaking below it. So could even be a short opportunity here to look for a lower high and continue down. Also by how we created this bottom, no market maker involvement in this bottom. This is just grindy PA up. on the 50-minute though, but I do need to take a closer look on the 5-minute. Yeah, we can easily return here. Okay. Let me check because someone... Yeah. So that is XRP done. Now let's take a look at Apex. I don't think I've ever looked at this. Okay, a new coin. That's what I expected. Weird song. Skip it. You know, gotta use copyright-free beats inside streams. It is what it is. Okay, first thing, yes, we are in an uptrend at the moment, but you also have to take in consideration how are you uptrending. You do not only need to look static at these lines here, you also need to look at what's all building below there. That's tons of liquidity. And it doesn't look really strength to me because you cannot go on for this forever. If we were really that bullish, you would see a big expansion up and not grindy PA like this. So, and we are still bullish. Don't keep that in mind. It's just something you have to see and keep in mind that this liquidity is possible that we could take that out in the future, and we do not need to sketch a too overly bullish bias. Because you need to look in both directions. This is clearly your supply. And this is also going to be a really important supply. That is because this brought you up towards new highs. Okay. And if we hold this price that brought us there, then we would keep on uptrending. But failing there, and then this being the one to lose our move. So it all came from this move right here. Well, that makes it a strong zone. First time seller stepped in and we flipped bearish. But I guess we are still bullish. If we manage to hold this low, we could still expect the higher low for the higher high. That's one thing. But we did test really aggressive here. Why is that? Is there something else to the left? Yes, there is. What is there? I guess it could support and resistance. Of course, we had this level. There's a lot of wicks in this chart, but I think it's here. Again, this could be top forming right here. When you just keep on wicking the high, that's them filling up orders. Then we got that first sell move, and we have already built up 3 higher lows here. Even though what we did here is not bad, but we have already 3 really good liquidity lows. We've just touched extreme supply. So on Apex, let's see. If we can short somewhere here. Combining with this supply that we have made. And a lot of people have confusion about shorting and longing. They look at it in a different way. But a tip from the Smith, you can turn your charts around on TradingView. And if you now zoom out, you can see, okay, this is actually a really good zone that we can get a bounce from, right? So this could look to a lot of you, this could look more better than if you turn it around. Can you check ZBCN? Sure, never heard of it, but let's go. All right. Okay. I guess this would have been more nicely if we took out this before going up. This is our pullback that brought us up to new highs, so that would be our structured demand. Yeah, 100% agree with you, Tanguero. And I think you are Big Ring. But yeah, I've just told you the analysis about it. It looks a bit sketchy, and I would rather short there than long. Higher time frame, we are in a really big range. Why did we front run this? We front run such an important zone. This is what held us back. That is your supply that now turns into a breaker. In combination with this demand that brought us up is a really nice zone. Oh, AVAX. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Let me take a look at AVAX in a little bit. But I was looking short on AVAX. Let me check it after this coin. Let's say price action doesn't look that bad of this coin here. We lured in a lot of buyers, and when we took that out, now we're just starting to trend. And this is also a range. Swing low, swing high. This is within your deviation limit. So that makes this valid. 3-tap model. What would be your target right now? Here, okay. I think this would be your draw on liquidity at the moment. That's also because we've just made a high and a low. We haven't taken either sides, but we have started uptrending. So if we hold this, we can still expect higher. And we could also reverse easily from here, but right now it looks like we want to trade towards this. This is fine, connected. Just don't like all of this trend liquidity again. But then again, if we are that bullish, we are just gonna leave those lows behind. Is what it is. We have no signs of slowing down at the moment, even though we are coming into supply here. I feel like this is set up to be a PO3, where you have a range and you get your manipulation above the highs. and then you just start distributing down. That's just a gut feeling. There's no any signals of that yet. Like I said, just the gut feeling, just looks that way. But longing right now, definitely not. We have just missed the move, obviously. And guys, you don't even realize how often these ranges are actually in the market. Because even here, there's a range when you're trending up, your swing high, your swing low, you're moving in between them. You took out one, deviation one, extreme demand makes this your market maker model. And got the expansion afterwards. It happened so much. But what are opportunities next? I do not need to give everything away in a free live stream. I'm gonna save that for the VIP, those streams. Yeah, like I said, we need to be careful, but um, this can also easily offer us support. If we never start to lose the structure that brought us up to new highs, we're never going towards all of that trend liquidity, and we can keep expecting upside. And this would also combine with our higher time frame bias here. Sayback is going to be a huge payroll blockchain systems provider. Okay, I can see you're a lot involved with fundamental analysis, Blado. You should spit some of those facts in our Discord. Because combining what I used to do, I think 2 years ago, I traded with a buddy of mine, and what we used to do is check out fundamental news on a lot of crypto coins and check out if there's a system update or if they had something special coming. And if they had, then we would just look at the chart and well look for TA that aligns with the fundamental news, and that did bring really powerful gains. Those moves are always bigger than normal. But yeah, this is what I would be looking at. I don't use Discord bro, but I'll give it a try. Yeah, it's a really fine platform, you know. I mean, there's a whole server built in the platform. We're sharing charts there. We're talking with each other there about charts. It's just another way of Telegram or WhatsApp or you name it. Let's quickly go towards these pairs again. Yeah, AVAX. I think this is just one big distribution. We also tested something nicely from the left. And right now, yeah, this is not really a break of structure, but that doesn't mean it could be respected as one, especially when we now have touched supply and we've started trading downwards. So I want to look for shorts here on AVAX to go towards all of this trend liquidity that we have been building. This wick is only on the Binance chart, so by the way, I think I have AVAX charted on Bybit as well. Sorta. Just a little bit of a more general, but I have the Bybit one in my list. Okay. Just grinding up. Keep in mind, we're still bearish. This is still our order flow, but this is nice though. Let's see if we can move a bit more sideways and do something like this. Either take out here or hold right here. Okay. Interesting conclusion, Ramstad. Cannot talk to you too much about fundamentals. Do know some stuff here and there, but mostly I'm a technical guy, man. But combining fundamental with technicals is a really powerful combination. That's what I can tell you. See, it has done anything because we are here, of course, to day trade crypto. AVAX or Aster is expected. Bit of a relief bounce. Let's see if we can create some sort of range when we're moving sideways. And that's when we can easily read the next move of Aster. Solana. I haven't looked at Solana in a bit. At least for the last few days I've been just trading XPL, Aster, and a few other things. Yeah, we need to watch out on Solana here. That is because we are in extreme supply at the moment. Nice Ramstad. You should always take profits. 100% after a move like that. Always. But we are in extreme supply at the moment on Solana, and this liquidity on the lows, I don't like it very much. We also have this retail pennant with our push up, and most of the time when you get that push up after your retail move, then you're just gonna start going for all this trend liquidity, in my experience. So, and because we have seen our first bit of rejection here, I am interested in shorts. And also because if we were that bullish on Solana, would we just not tap that demand and instantly boom up? No, we did not. We even took out some liquidity from the lows. So if this is not enough to keep rotating up and we are gonna show weakness here, we can trade lower. This song, man. To be fair enough, though they are new, Aster, Avantis, and XPL were the ones that had a lot of movement lately, so it was worth trading them. Yeah, 100%, man. Um, I could not play every move I wanted to, though. That's unfortunate. A lot of moves happened at times I wasn't available at the time, so they miss out. I know. Did you see AEA? I have seen that on trending at the coin market cap. Let me check it in a bit. This song is also so terrible, man. I don't know how. Oops, oops, oops. Sure. Solana looks like it needs a bit more price action for us to develop anything here. Like how we did budget this. And we could see some downside, but for that downside we would... This is nice though. If we do start to leave open this high here, we could start to look for some shorts towards the downside. Yeah, this is a great POI, especially because what we did here is we traded really aggressively towards the downside, trading below a low, thinking everyone is going to play the lower high for the lower low. That's why I always do it on local confirmation, because you can see no local confirmation given for shorts. But what we have done is everyone that presetted the short here have now been stopped out. And maybe this is enough liquidity to start trading a little bit towards these lows and go towards this untested demand. So here we saw some manipulation towards the upside. We took out the low liquidity hunt and then we trended up. And this is the first time we see manipulation on the highs at the moment if we leave this high open. So that's why I would be looking for shorts there. Maybe the short was already given. And this is the thing about liquidity, because if you know the market has grabbed enough liquidity on the highs to move towards the lows, then you can always play these things. This is a little pullback that brought you to new highs. You can see this is a little change of character, and this is really in depth, right? This is the 1 minute time frame. So I don't expect anyone to read it this way, and I don't want anyone to go on the 1 minute and try to look entries for this, because you gotta be really confident in the top that you have created. But you're building liquidity on the lows until you have taken enough on the highs, and then when you start seeing that reversal, you can short. And that just creates crazy risk to reward plays. Patience, patience. This could be enough on ETH. Don't trust it that fully though. Because of this liquidity hunt, we could easily still hold here and move up, but we did touch this supply and we started breaking structure. So if we do leave this high open, we could trade lower. Am I interested in that play? At the moment, I don't think so. No, it's for sure valid. My system tells me I can look for shorts here. This is not presettable yet for me because of the lag in price action between these moves. So I want to see something form here, and then I'm willing to short on ETH. Another new coin. Damn. Oh my. Yeah, this is just not realistic, right? It's all fun and nice looking at those coins, but moves like these, you barely get them. You have to be literally lucky to get them. Of course, that you can. There's a certain skill in man. There's a certain skill involved in doing those things and meme coin trading, etc. But it's nothing for me. Just want to treat the trading as a business, and that way you can keep everything under control. But yeah, I don't think I even wanna touch this. Tons of liquidity. Who knows when the high is in? I have no idea. And after pumping for that much, I do not like to look at this. So therefore, I'm skipping that. If there are any more chart requests, by the way, from anyone, then feel free to ask them in the chat. You just have to make sure you like the stream, then I'll I'll do a chart request for you. You know, we need to pump this content out to people. I want to see more people trading the price action way, not with patterns and stuff. Mino, polka dots. Man, this has been a while. Oh man. Okay. You know what I always do when I open a chart? A little bit of observing. Need to take the price action in me. I mean, this definitely could be a sign that we are going to return there. Equal highs. This is what we swept. This is also pretty much what we kept as support. Let me actually go on. And I feel that my voice is getting a little bit tired, so I'm gonna talk a little bit less and explaining literally everything, because that is what I've been doing. So I'm gonna do that a little bit less. And just chart away. This can also be your whole supply, but because there is a little internal part and that is tested as well, I only draw that in, or else you're gonna have a big green thing in your chart. Okay. We have pretty, I wouldn't say rough price action. I can read it, but it's pretty complicated because we are going to go in depth about more inter-range trading. You can have range, inter-ranges, and then overflow to another range. Sounds really complicated, but if you know, then it's not that complicated. But we have this swing low and this swing high. We took out the low, indicating, okay, maybe market makers are trying to fill up orders here, starting to push the price up. Well, what are our point of interest? Our point of interest are that extreme demand and our extreme liquidity. But yes, you could have looked for longs here, 100%. But looking at price action at the moment, it looks like we want to do something else. So these scenarios stay. And now I'm gonna draw in this range. Higher time frame, we were down, so I need to draw it from low to high. And here locally, we are up, so I need to draw it from high to low. Man, I can almost just put on my own music with this, with those beats in my eardrums. But locally we have then another range and a deviation at the high this time. So we could have indication that the market wants to go down. And being the technical target, this range low or this extreme liquidity. So you can have a possible distribution here, creating more liquidity on the lows. Then the goal of this distribution will be to take out that liquidity and then continue its bigger accumulation. Got that? And those are really in depth about things about range trading. So if you have not watched the free course about that, well, not a course, the free lesson about that, then you should definitely check that out. If you have, then you know a little bit about what I'm talking about here. If you don't, you have no clue what I'm talking about. Probably. Don't want to make assumptions because a lot of smart people in the world. Trend liquidity. So what we have to do at the high here is touch extreme supply or grab extreme liquidity. And you're recognizing this because it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. You just know how to draw it in. The hard part comes within the execution, not the analysis. Make this our extreme liquidity. So I already want to look for short scenarios right here. Because of this aggression we had, I don't think we have to go above that high one more time. So I would look at this scenario in the first place. Or, of course, extreme liquidity. You don't have to tap that supply, but preferably we can do both in one go, right? Then we could have a short towards this range low, and we could even start to accumulate from here. And if we don't, we can do it from here. And if we don't, we can do it from here. So another 3 of those scenarios. And that's just it. You're drawing your point of interest where the masses would have been stopped out. And then locally you can see for strength and possible accumulations that big players are stepping in. And then you can trade with them. So it does require a lot of patience, but then again, I don't know anything else, right? I I know my only chance of succeeding in this game is to keep following this strategy I'm using. Nothing. Still patience here, but we did create it little liquidity here. This would be our extreme liquidity. So then we have another scenario to point out. This would be our extremist point to reject from at the moment. Let's wait and see. Else, of course, this right here. All liquidity like this could come in handy for support. So I can also okay. Nothing yet. Look, and this is where I'm not gonna short anymore by taking that liquidity out. Because that's supposed to be part of your targets. But if you have no targets in your setup, then you have no trade. I feel like I've done a lot of coins. I think I'm gonna stay live for maybe 15 more minutes maximum. So I can do a few more requests. And if there's no request, then I'll just work through my list. Love the work. Keep it up. Thanks, G. Appreciate it, man. Good to have you still in the stream. That just shows me you are ready to learn more about trading. Because no one just watches like a whole stream of an hour of a guy, right? That is trading. Unless you actually see the potential in his trading. Because I do think I really trade in a unique manner. And you don't see that a lot on YouTube. Well, what I just do is use pure price action. That's all I'm doing. This is all price action terms with what I'm telling you. Okay. If we do start to blast above this high, then could be a chance we are gonna respect this, and we can continue then. But we do not need to see the rejection here then, because then it's just gonna be patient again, and the same scenarios are here. And this is really how it is trading. You keep watching the price. You're gonna keep on making scenarios based on what price does. And the plan that you're making, you have to follow. Because if you don't make a plan like I do, then you don't know what you need to do. You don't know, and that's when the emotions are gonna take over. When you don't know what to do, you see price run. Like right now, I'm chilling. I have my plan sketched out, and that is what have to happen for me to take a trade. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm not taking a trade. And this is just live trading. Having a lot of fun though with the people in the chat today. Only thing I need to work on is better background music, but we'll see. Then again, POI is hit, things have changed. I need to keep drawing in all the scenarios. Deviation in the demand. Let's see if we are going to break this move here. If we are going to break this move, then preferably straight away this one as well, and this brought you to new lows, so you would have a change of character. This would be the part that brought you up to the change of character. Then we would either look for price to continue here, or of course, because it is a range, one more time on the extreme liquidity, or below the low once more. Oh, Mino, I know, man. It's terrible, isn't it? Um, Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I would have to take some time to make separate music lists because some songs that come on, I think, okay, we can listen to, but um, I'm getting pretty tired of this. So I'm gonna change it for the next stream, okay? Look, this is a bit more like it. This is more Trader Cage, a bit more dark. And normally what I should do is place an alert for where what price section to go. So for example, alert here. And then also if price does manage to gain an alert here. But I don't like that gain scenario anymore because we straight away rejected from that range high. See if we can get this rounding bottom a little bit. And we would have to see still test there. And we would get that market maker bottom of the 1, 2, 3 again. Really enjoying your price action approach. Excellent stuff. I really appreciate it, man. That warms my heart. It does. That's a really big compliment for a trader to hear. If other people are liking their way of analyzing, their way of seeing the market, then yeah, man. Okay, right now I can feel like I'm doing a little bit of nothing on the screen. So what I'm gonna do is um, gonna look at coin market cap, gonna look at the trending, and then let's see what's on there. It's going really slow. I'm not home also, by the way, for 2 or 3 weeks now, but Sui has been popular. Yeah, this accumulation. I think a lot of times we have mentioned this in the analysis we've made on Sui. Yeah, and here you have it again, right? The 3 tap, and that is your reason to look for longs locally, and you can just already see the move. But if we do zoom out more, we have this right here, and also this with it. I don't like it, but if we hold this, yeah, we can move up, sure. Even though we have the distribution, because what we're doing here is accumulating. So this would be Sui. Yeah, that would be your point of interest. Maybe also, yeah, not maybe, but I like my demands when you combine it with support and resistance. And look at this level, the interaction around it. Now I'm combining my demands with other confluences as well for strength. And that makes me more confident in a place to look for longs. Right now it looks like we're trying to distribute though. There's multiple ways you can draw this range, so it's a little bit sketchy. It's the same way as Solana at the moment. I thought already, why does this look so familiar for me? So, yeah, it's gonna be the exact same for me on Sui. Fortunately, we weren't here because this would have been a short for sure. Because you can have the 3 tap and your 3rd tap taking something extreme while also floating a little bit over there. So when you have this breakdown, it's when you know, okay, we're gonna get some resistance here, especially to the left as well, right? It doesn't come from nothing. This whole level. So we can look for this whole move for shorts. And look for shorts, huh? We want that confirmation on the lower time frame to actually get that short, because we don't know how price will react at the zones. I'm telling you guys a story, but that story, that analysis doesn't have to be true. So that's why waiting on local confirmation. If the market does show, then I know, okay, we can take a short here and trade it all the way down until it's proven otherwise. And I'm keeping on checking XPL at the moment, and yeah, holding this would just mean blasting up, but because of this deviation, maybe we're gonna get a reaction, but then make the liquidity. This would be nice, creating bunch of liquidity to target when we go up. That makes the move up easier for the markets. Wait to find out. Also nothing to see. Didn't even draw in these scenarios, I just sketched it in. Need to draw it in. Draw everything you see, guys. That's one thing, because you can forget something really easily, especially if you're busy with a lot of charts. You just need to chart in every scenario that is possible, and also makes it clear, of course, for the people that are seeing your charts. Because if I send a chart, this should tell you enough about what I'm looking at. I should even put a text with my charts actually, but first we need to understand a little bit of basics though. But your charts should tell a story of your thoughts. So where do you want to see price? Where are you willing to short or long? That's what a chart should represent. Your own trading scenarios on the chart. When are you ready to will to long or short? Oh my god, this song is from my youth. It's from one of those little games. I don't know, but Solitaire. Yeah, I'm pretty much little bit out of charts at the moment, because I'm already feel like I mean, I've been charting and talking for 1.5 hours. I can easily chart the whole day, but not while explaining everything and talking English. Moon Patrol, yeah, we are on Moon Patrol at the moment. Chart Smith with some fires in the chat. My man, I've done think maybe a little bit of a VIP again on accident. No, but people gotta know what we're representing, right? So have to do put our best foot in front of us. Didn't even test this. Berlin Old City. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I feel like my trading engine is up a little bit, so then I'm not gonna keep the live stream on anymore. I do want to give one more opportunity. For the next 20 seconds, you can still do a chart request, and all the requests that are coming in that 20 seconds are going to be the last ones. If there are none, then there are none. Then I want to thank you all. I'm a 1-minuter. All right, boys. Yeah, thank you all for being here, man. Amazing that you've been through the whole stream with me, and hope you learned a lot. And this is something you can watch back, of course. And I would love to see you all in the Discord with some charts, with the knowledge that you have learned today. All right. I'm still gonna be available on Discord today, so if you're still looking at something or any questions, I'm there. Fantas is gaining. See if we can gain in this high and then continue trading upwards. All right, everyone. Thank you all. Much appreciated for you being here, and we'll see you all in the next one, and of course in the Discord. See ya.